obviously Devin didn't prove nothing because y'all told me that fight was gonna get me to Canelo. I beat him the way I beat him. Y'all still don't give me no credit. So go to 168 to fight this fucking bum, this bum ass little kid. He a kid, bro. Put my life on the line to go fight this little bum ass little kid who don't got nothing to offer, not even money. People don't even know him until they mention my name. They want to see me beat his ass. They want to see me go up in weight, do something I ain't never did before. Go up in weight and fight somebody at a whole nother weight class, come back down to my weight because I'm the champ over here anyway. What, it's going to be a 10-round fight? Is it not going to be for a belt? Is it an eliminator? What makes sense, bro? Y'all got to think about what y'all saying. How is that ducking? It just got to be right, like, for me to pass up. I'm the champ at 160. You get what I'm saying? The next shot from 160 is Canelo. Why tamper with that whenever, you know what I'm saying, dude moving around? Like, trust me, I'll go up to 168 if I have to.
See, when it comes to Jermell, Charlo, that's a line. That man just beat 2 back-to-back champions. He just got his belt back from Tony Harrison by knockout, and then he just fought former unified champion Rosario by knockout in a pay-per-view fight. It was spectacular in both of them. And now here he is now, potentially fighting an undefeated champion, Brian Castano, who just beat the hell out of Patrick Teixeira. That's who he's about to fight and become an undisputed champion at 154. And we haven't had one of those in a long-ass time. I think since Winky Wright, correct me if I'm wrong. That's a line. He lives up to his name. And then you got Jermall Charlo. Not the same mentality. Jermall Charlo's been looking real bad. He ain't looking like a lion. He's looking more like a kitten to me. But you got your younger brother here, or twin brother, I should say. It's the quote-unquote small Charlo. People saying, "Oh, fight Benavidez." And he's like, "I'll fight anybody." He said, "I'm not Jermall," from what I heard.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm just different. I'm on live. Got me out of here getting out of character with these little kids around me. Shit, I ain't moving up to 160. Oh, man, 154. I ain't gonna stop staying there, man. I'm gonna go there my way. Don't put no duck on my shit, cause I ain't no duck. I ain't duck nobody. I ain't duck nobody. Leave me alone. I ain't duck nobody. Please put the king hat. Put the crown on my shit. Don't put no duck. Put the crown, cause y'all know it's Jermell Charlo. It's Jermell Charlo, not the other one. I'm not Jermall Charlo. I'm Jermell Charlo. And I never duck nobody. So quit putting that shit. Viva Mexico. Viva Mexico. Ain't none of them. Ain't no Mexican at the top in my weight division. Yeah. Ain't no Mexican. What Mexican at the top in the 154? Nobody.
Oh, man. Like I was saying again with Charlo, at the end of the day, he just got to make the right move. But there is no justifying him not fighting David Benavidez. I'm not going to say next. He could have a tuna fight. But he does have to fight him come September. When he was asked on Brian Custer interview, "Are you going to fight David Benavidez?" He said, "Yeah, I'm going to knock him out. 4, 5, 6 rounds, no more."
Do you see you and David Benavidez fighting?
Yeah. Let's make that fight happen. I'm going to knock his little punk ass out. I promise that. I put that on everything I love. I give him about 4 rounds, 5 rounds. I knock him out about 5 rounds, 6 rounds, no more. He get hit too much. I'm powerful. I'll explode on him. Trust me. I do my thing. I've been doing this all my life. Put me in there. Put me in there with the I'm a lion, bro. Let's get it.
He had me hyped. I'm talking about, man, I was ready to pay for the pay-per-view at that moment in time. And then when I watched the full interview, I'm just shocked with, he will say, "Yeah, I'm going to fight him." But then he will say, "Why I got to fight him?" Because you don't have options. That's why. That's why you got to fight him. I mean, unless you're going to fight Canelo, because he kept saying, "Why tamper with Canelo? Why tamper with that and risk my life with David Benavidez? He's a kid. He a nobody." So if he a kid and a nobody, you don't got to risk your life.
This bum-ass little kid, he a kid, bro. Put my life on the line to go fight this little bum ass little kid who don't got nothing to offer, not even money.
He hyped up David Benavidez.
It should be easy.
Yeah, he hyped up. He said he gonna risk his life in there with him.
First, he put down David Benavidez, saying he's a kid. Now he's hyping him up, saying he's risking his life. Which one is it? It's contradiction after contradiction. And the thing about Jermall Charlo is that he's saying, like, David Benavidez don't got a belt. Why should I fight him if I don't got anything to get offer out of it? In that case, your next fight better be a champion, by the way you talk. If you're not going to move up to 168, then I better hear Andrade as the upcoming opponent. If you don't have a lot of options, like you said, you don't got a lot. You got Benavidez, you got Andrade, and the list gets short from there. Because Canelo's not going to fight you in this position. And frankly, Canelo's looking like Superman. This man gets no backlash for the stuff he gets. You don't fight. I'm seeing Charlo get. I'm seeing his brother, Jermell Charlo. I went into his Instagram and saw he get backlash for Jermall Charlo not fighting Benavidez. That's how much backlash he's already getting. I'm already seeing a bunch of people saying fight Benavidez, and you got people saying wrong brother.
Dang. He
hasn't even fought the man. It's not even September yet, and he's already being called a duck. But Canelo, you say that to Canelo, they will give you a list. They will give you a book about why Canelo isn't ducking. Why Canelo, why he didn't fight Andrade, Charlo. They'll give you the whole duck book.
Yeah, the duck book.
And they don't even know it. They think, yeah. But yeah, with Charlo, no, you're right. If I say Charlo is avoiding Benavidez, they'll totally agree with me. They'll be making jokes. But if I say Canelo, I'm a hater. I don't like Mexican fighters. All this other crap. Even though I said I want to see Canelo face Benavidez, but I don't like Mexican fighters. Apparently, is it Mexican fighters I don't like, or is it your favorite fighter who's cherry picking? You got to pick one. You can't say I don't like Mexicans, but I'm talking about Benavidez. So which one is it? Is it Mexicans or Canelo?
Yeah, that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
That's what they do to me as well. But that's why the truth hurt, and they just can't accept the truth. But just the fact that's why Jermell turned his back on Jermall and made that statement you brought up, because he just started receiving the backlash himself. And he's like, damn, what I got to do with my own brother? One thing for sure about Jermell, he in a very deep division, and he fought everybody. He got robbed. He had to fight his way back through backlash, hate, and he still did his thing. He was about to become undisputed. So this is why he made that type of statement. So if your own brother going to make that type of statement, you can't be mad for people telling the truth and telling you how it is. So Jermall has to do what's right, because the pressure is piling up. And Canelo has his franchise protection plan from old media and the fans. But you, on the other hand, you're on the coincidental list. Shit, you damn if you do, damn if you don't. Canelo, do or don't, he will be praised. Charlo, on the other hand, you do or you don't, you will still get criticized. So you better do the right thing, to say the least. I mean, I've been seeing ducks everywhere when it comes to Jermall Charlo, on his live, everywhere. So I know he sees the backlash. I know he sees this as a big fight, but he also sees it as a big risk as well. At the end of the day, a meaningful fight this year will cause a lot of buzz, because we don't have too many meaningful fights. We have fights coming up, but none of these fights are truly meaningful, like a 50-50 fight. None of these fights are really 50-50 fight. If Charlo fights Benavidez, that's a truly 50-50 fight. Even Jose Benavidez told me on Split Decision that he thinks the fight is 50-50. He said, we willing to take on the risk. He said he truly believes Charlo can beat Canelo Alvarez. But at the end of the day, they're willing to fight Charlo because they want to make legacy. They want to make history. And it's not about being undefeated. It's all about fighting the best. Muhammad Ali is the greatest, and he got multiple losses on his record. So it's not about a loss does not define your career. It's how you bounce back from a loss. They shouldn't put too much weight behind being undefeated, because being undefeated means nothing if you don't have the great fights to back it up, like the Ali Fraziers of the world, Ali versus Foreman, those type of fights that made Muhammad Ali the greatest.
It's just like, the thing about Charlo is, like, I really want this kid to really just be a man of his word and stay true to what he says. Be a lion, like he makes himself be like, I'll fight anybody. I'll do this. I'll do that. I don't care. I'll take on anybody. But then you say stuff that it just makes you look the wrong way. And you can't say, like, make an excuse. Let's say if your next fight isn't a champion, you can't say, I was trying to get a fight with Triple G, but he don't want to fight me. The fans been knowing that. But there's a champion who wants to fight you, who's been calling you out in your division. And his name is Demetrius Andrade. He's been trying to make a fight for you for years, but that fight hasn't been able to be made. So don't say that you can't get a fight at 160 that's a champion level, especially when you know about Demetrius Andrade. And if you don't want to fight at 160, then live up to your word and fight at 160 and fight at Benavidez. But don't say that, oh, he's got to fight at the catchweight. Don't say, oh, that fight isn't going to happen this year. That give it a year or two so I can get acclimated to 160 and then 168. Don't make excuses and then act talking big like that. Because now you just look like you punked out. You look like you punked out against Benavidez, and you're looking like you've been punked out against Andrade. You're not looking good, especially because you don't got that protection. Canelo's got all the protection in the world. Canelo can duck anyone he likes and fight from and still be called the greatest Mexican fighter, which is ridiculous. But that's just how it is. You're not Canelo, so don't act like it. Because you act like Canelo. That's the funny part. Charlo. But we're literally saying Canelo needs to fight Andrade and Benavidez, and people will make excuses. But if you say Charlo, the same exact fighters, they're gonna say, yeah, he's ducking it. It's the same exact situation, but two different reactions. But people say double standards in boxing don't exist. And Charlo, you got to recognize that because you're not Canelo Alvarez. So don't move around like him, otherwise you're gonna get the worst of it.
Yeah, Canelo got the complexion for the protection. At the end of the day, he good either way. But Charlo, like you said, perception is everything. Man, we talking about boogeymans like Shakur and Devin, and they still get criticized. They really the boogeyman. You know what I mean? And imagine Charlo not wanting to fight Andrade or Benavidez. Yeah, there's no justifying that. Like I said, if he didn't want to fight David Benavidez until a year or two from now, it's okay. It's okay. But why you say you're going to break his neck, though? When you make a comment like that, you can't back down no more because that's backpedaling all the way. So there's no backing away from the David Benavidez fight at this point. We all know Canelo is in the same division as David Benavidez. They don't criticize him because he got the complexion for the protection. But Charlo, on the other hand, I don't care if he's 3 divisions below David Benavidez. After what you said, you ducking him. That's how they're going to view it. And like I said before, 160 to 168, even though it's 8 pounds, Charlo said he got a big frame. According to him, he told Brian Custer, I got a big frame at 160. He said he's going to fill into 168 just fine. So what's the issue? What's the big problem? I can't wait to see his next fight and the lead up to the fight during the press conferences. Mark my word, they're going to hit Charlo with David Benavidez questions all day, every day. All the questions will be about David Benavidez, nothing more, nothing less, not his opponent. So I can't wait to see Charlo fuss all these reporters out because they're going to continue asking the tough questions. Unlike Canelo, they're not going to shy away from asking the tough questions, regardless of how Charlo reacts.
At what point do you give up on potential big fights at 160 and just try 168?
I'm growing into being a 168. Like I just got comfortable at 60. You know what I mean? Before I got to just transition all the way over to 168 already. But it's like, damn, like 8 pounds is a big difference when you a puncher. You know, and let alone like, you know, the style's gonna make a different fight because I'm gonna be like the smaller fighter in the matchups, you know. And man, I'll transition over to 168. It just gotta make sense for me, that's all.
And I know we talked about this earlier. So do you see yourself at 160 for another year? How long do you?
I probably got like maybe about 2 or 3 fights at 160 because like 160, like the 154 pounders, like Hurd and all those little dudes, they gonna probably eventually come up to 160. So if I just campaign and just keep running the division, I can damn near be like Bernard Hopkins holding the belt for like 19 fights and shit. I can really campaign at 160.
With Fred Hawthorne, he said your transition to 160 will be an easy one. He said because of your power, your body shape. Do you agree? When you make that transition to 168, that it'll be an easy transition for you?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 178, 180 right now. Like I'm a big frame middleweight. I could just train down and discipline myself enough to make the weight class, and whatever they're gonna call them, they probably gonna hear this and say, "Oh, you a weight bully" or some shit. Like, you know, like it doesn't matter. Dog, I'm here to fight the best in the world. That's all it's about. Like, you got a window of opportunity to do it, and they gonna go down as some suckers if they don't fight me. That's all it is.